Welcome to the Good Life in Health and Wellness, the podcast where we empower you to take control of your health and live your best life. Hosted by Dr. Kate Duncan, who's here to guide you through this journey. Let's face it, most conventional approaches to health are reactive, not proactive. We're often left frustrated, chasing symptoms instead of addressing the root causes. Whether it's dealing with chronic pain, hormonal imbalances, or the stress that keeps us up at night, too many of us feel stuck in a cycle that just isn't working. But what if there was a better way? That's exactly what Dr. Duncan has discovered after years of helping patients like you transform their health. Through a combination of chiropractic care, functional medicine, and personalized wellness strategies, she has seen incredible results that go beyond just masking symptoms. Dr. Duncan has uncovered the secrets to living a truly balanced and vibrant life. And now she's bringing those solutions straight to you. In each episode, Dr. Duncan will dive deep into practical tips, expert advice, and actionable steps you can take to regain control over your health. Whether you're struggling with weight loss resistance, fatigue, or just want to feel your best, this show is here to guide you. So, are you ready to break free from the old ways of thinking and embrace a new path to wellness? Join us every week on the Good Life in Health and Wellness, and let's start your journey to better health together. Welcome to the Good Life in Health and Wellness. I am Dr. Kate Duncan, and all month long, we are discussing sleep and fatigue solutions, focusing on chronic fatigue and sleep optimization. Today, we're talking about the powerful connection between gut health and sleep, and specifically why serotonin starts in the stomach. Before we get into today's topic, I want to take a moment to celebrate something very special. This is episode 100 of the Good Life in Health and Wellness. 100 episodes of conversations about health, healing, hormones, stress, inflammation, metabolism, nervous system balance, pain, energy, sleep, and the everyday choices that help us live better. Whether you have listened from the beginning or if this is your first episode, I want to thank you for being part of this journey. Reaching 100 episodes is not just about a number. It represents consistency, curiosity, service, and a commitment to helping people understand their bodies in a deeper way. It also reminds us of one of the most important messages I hope this podcast continues to share. The body is connected. Your gut, brain, hormones, immune system, energy, and sleep are not separate conversations. They are all part of the same story. And because this milestone is such a special one, I want to celebrate it in a meaningful way. In honor of reaching 100 episodes, I am giving away 100 free registrations to my 5-week perimenopause reset bootcamp. Now, these 100 free registrations will be available through the rest of 2026, and our next bootcamp will start September 8th. So the bootcamp is designed for women navigating weight changes, fatigue, disrupted sleep, mood shifts, cravings, brain fog, and the frustration of feeling like their old strategies no longer work. Perimenopause is not just a hot flash conversation. It is a nervous system conversation, a blood sugar conversation, a hormone rhythm conversation, a sleep conversation, and a lifestyle conversation. If you feel like you are eating less and gaining weight, exhausted but unable to sleep, waking at 2 or 3 in the morning, noticing more cravings, less patience, more inflammation, more belly weight, or more difficulty recovering from stress, you are not alone and you are not broken. Your body may simply need a different kind of support. To claim one of the 100 free registrations, text 100 to 402-721-6372 or fill out the bootcamp form listed in today's episode description. I'll share the details again at the end of the episode, but for now, let's dive into today's conversation about gut health, serotonin, and why better sleep may start long before bedtime. Now, let's begin with the big idea for today. When most people think about sleep, they think about bedtime, the mattress, the pillow, the dark room, the routine, or whether they should take melatonin. Those things can matter, but sleep does not begin when your head hits the pillow. Your sleep is being shaped all day long. Your sleep is influenced by morning light, blood sugar, caffeine timing, meal timing, stress hormones, pain, inflammation, movement, hormone rhythm, nervous system state, and digestion. That means if you are struggling with sleep, the answer may not only be found in your nighttime routine. Sometimes the bigger clues are found in what your body has been experiencing throughout the day. Gut health is one of those hidden influences. The gut is not just where food is digested, it is a communication center that interacts with the immune system, nervous system, hormones, and brain. This matters because poor sleep and chronic fatigue are rarely caused by one single thing. They are usually the result of stacked stressors, and gut health can absolutely be part of that pattern. When most people hear the word serotonin, they think of the brain. They think of mood, happiness, anxiety, depression, motivation, and emotional regulation. That makes sense because serotonin plays important roles in the central nervous system. But what surprises many people is that much of the body's serotonin is produced outside the brain, especially in the gastrointestinal tract. In the gut, serotonin helps regulate motility, secretion, sensation, and communication between gut cells and nerves. In simple terms, it helps influence how the gut moves and responds. This is one reason serotonin signaling can affect bowel patterns, and why some medications that influence serotonin can also have digestive side effects. Now, we need to be accurate. Gut serotonin does not simply travel into the brain and become brain serotonin. Serotonin itself does not freely cross the blood-brain barrier. So when we say serotonin starts in the stomach, we are not saying gut serotonin directly becomes brain serotonin. The body is way more complex than that. What we are saying is that the gut is deeply involved in the chemistry, nutrient pathways, immune signals, and nervous system communication that influence mood, energy, and sleep. The body does not separate digestion, sleep, fatigue, and mood into different boxes. If the gut is irritated, inflamed, undernourished, or stressed, that message can ripple into the nervous system, immune system, metabolism, and sleep rhythm. The gut-brain axis is the communication network between the digestive system and the brain. This communication happens through the vagus nerve, immune signaling, hormones, microbial metabolites, inflammation, and nutrient availability. The vagus nerve is one of the major highways between the gut and the brain. It helps send information about digestion, fullness, inflammation, and internal safety. The gut also has its own nervous system called the enteric nervous system, sometimes called the second brain, because it has a complex network of nerve cells that help regulate digestion and communicate with the rest of the body. If you have ever felt butterflies in your stomach before a stressful event, lost your appetite when anxious, or felt nauseated during emotional stress, you have experienced the gut-brain axis. Your emotions can affect digestion, and digestion can affect your internal state. This is why gut symptoms and sleep symptoms often show up together. To understand the gut-sleep connection even more, we also need to talk about tryptophan. Tryptophan is an essential amino acid found in protein-rich foods such as turkey, chicken, eggs, fish, dairy, nuts, seeds, beans, and other protein sources. Tryptophan matters because it is one of the building blocks involved in serotonin and melatonin pathways. Melatonin is often called the sleep hormone, but it is more accurately described as a darkness signal because it helps tell your body that it is nighttime and supports your circadian rhythm. In a simplified way, tryptophan can be used to make serotonin, and serotonin can then be converted into melatonin through several steps. Those steps require nutrients and are influenced by your body's rhythm, light exposure, stress level, inflammation, and overall health. This means sleep chemistry is not just about taking melatonin. It is also about whether your body has the raw materials, timing, and environment to support healthy sleep signaling. Inflammation is one of the biggest hidden energy drains in the body. When the immune system is activated, the body has to spend energy managing that response. This can happen with infections, poor gut barrier function, food sensitivities, chronic stress, poor sleep, blood sugar swings, autoimmune patterns, environmental exposures, or ongoing pain. If the gut is irritated, inflamed, or imbalanced, the immune system may stay more active than it should. Many people think fatigue means they need more caffeine, more motivation, or more stimulation. But sometimes fatigue means the body is spending too much energy behind the scenes. Your body may be managing inflammation, stabilizing blood sugar, compensating for poor sleep, dealing with digestive irritation, fighting pain signals, or staying stuck in nervous system alert. When that happens, rest may not feel restorative. You may technically be in bed for 8 hours and still wake up feeling like your body did not recover. That is one of the key messages in this month's Sleep and Fatigue Solution series. Sleep is not only about time in bed, it is about the body's ability to enter deep repair, regulate stress, restore energy, and shift into true recovery state. Chronic fatigue deserves a wider lens because if the body is constantly putting out fires, energy can feel low even when you are trying to rest. Let's bring this into real life. Imagine someone who wakes up tired, grabs coffee before food, skips breakfast, rushes through the morning, eats a quick refined carbohydrate lunch, feels bloated in the afternoon, craves sugar around 3 p.m., eats a heavy late dinner, scrolls under bright light in the evening, and then wonders why they cannot fall asleep or stay asleep. That person may think they have a bedtime problem, but their body has been receiving mixed signals all day. The gut received inconsistent fuel, blood sugar rose and fell, stress hormones were used to compensate, digestion was rushed, the nervous system stayed on alert. By bedtime, the body may not feel stable, nourished, or calm enough to shift smoothly into rest. Now imagine a different pattern. The person gets morning light, eats a protein-forward breakfast, drinks water, moves after meals, includes fiber-rich foods, keeps caffeine earlier in the day, eats dinner earlier, reduces bright light at night, and gives the nervous system a wind-down routine. That body is receiving clearer signals. It is not about perfection, it is rhythm. The gut, brain, hormones, and sleep system do better with predictable light, meals, movement, rest, and sleep-wake times. Your sleep is built throughout the day. Bedtime matters, but the daytime pattern matters too. One of the most important gut-sleep connections is the microbiome. The microbiome is the community of bacteria, fungi, viruses, and other microorganisms that live in or on the body, especially in the gut. A healthy microbiome is diverse, resilient, and active. Your microbiome helps break down fibers, produce short-chain fatty acids, interact with immune cells, support the gut barrier, and influence gut-brain communication. Research continues to explore how the microbiome may influence sleep quality, circadian rhythm, inflammation, mood, and metabolic health. This does not mean there is one perfect probiotic or one perfect gut protocol for sleep. The microbiome is complex, and every person has a different diet, stress load, sleep pattern, and health history. But the overall message is clear. The gut environment matters. Fiber is one of the most practical ways to support that environment. It feeds beneficial gut bacteria, and when those bacteria ferment fiber, they produce short chain fatty acids such as butyrate, acerate, and propionate. These compounds are being studied for their roles in gut barrier health, immune regulation, inflammation, metabolism, and gut brain communication. This is one reason fiber matters for sleep and fatigue. A low fiber, highly processed diet can leave gut bacteria undernourished, which may affect digestion, inflammation, blood sugar, and sleep quality. Adding fiber rich foods such as vegetables, berries, beans, lentils, oats, chia seeds, flax seeds, nuts, and whole food carbohydrates can be a simple place to begin. If you are not used to eating much fiber, start slowly. Adding too much too quickly can cause bloating or discomfort. The goal is gradual support, not digestive overwhelm. Meal timing matters because your gut has a circadian rhythm. Digestive function is not the same at midnight as it is earlier in the day. Eating a large meal late at night can increase digestive workload when the body should be preparing for sleep. For some people, a heavy late meal can worsen reflux, raise body temperature, disrupt blood sugar, and contribute to nighttime waking. On the other hand, going to bed hungry or under eating during the day can also disrupt sleep by causing nighttime blood sugar dips. The goal is not rigid rules. The goal is to match food timing with physiology. If you wake up around 2 or 3 a.m., there may be several reasons: stress hormones, blood sugar instability, alcohol, pain, sleep apnea, hormone changes, temperature changes, or digestive irritation. One helpful question is to ask this: did I fuel consistently during the day, or did I run on caffeine and willpower and then expect my body to sleep peacefully at night? Many people undereat protein earlier in the day, rely on caffeine, push through the stress, and eat most of their calories late. That pattern can work against sleep. Blood sugar stability matters because sharp rises and falls can trigger stress hormones, cravings, headaches, nighttime waking, or morning fatigue. A steadier day often supports a steadier night. Balanced meals with protein, fiber, healthy fats, quality carbohydrates when appropriate, hydration, and minerals can help the body feel more stable and supported for sleep. Protein also matters because amino acids are building blocks for neurotransmitters, enzymes, and immune proteins, muscles, and repair. For many people, the first practical step is to build a better breakfast with protein, fiber, and healthy fat instead of starting the day with mostly coffee and carbohydrates. When breakfast is steadier, the rest of the day often becomes easier. Cravings may decrease, afternoon crashes may improve, evening overeating may reduce, sleep may become more stable because the body was better supported throughout the day. Hydration also matters, but try to hydrate earlier so that you are not waking up repeatedly at night. This conversation is especially important for women in perimenopause and menopause. Hormonal changes can affect sleep quality, temperature regulation, mood, insulin sensitivity, body composition, and stress resilience. Progesterone, estrogen, cortisol, insulin, thyroid function, and inflammatory patterns can all influence sleep and fatigue. During perimenopause, many women notice they cannot get away with the same habits they used to: skipping meals, drinking wine late at night, staying up too late, overexercising, under-eating protein, or carrying constant stress can start to affect sleep, energy, mood, weight, and recovery more than they used to. Gut health also matters during hormone transitions because the gut helps process and eliminate hormones and supports immune regulation. Constipation, low fiber intake, dysbiosis, and inflammation may affect hormone clearance patterns. For women dealing with poor sleep, fatigue, mood changes, and weight resistance, gut health is worth looking at as part of the bigger picture. The gut and nervous system are also deeply connected. When the body is stuck in chronic stress, digestion often changes. Some people get constipation, some get diarrhea, some get reflux, some lose appetite, others crave quick energy. Stress can affect motility, stomach acid patterns, gut barrier function, and the microbiome. Then digestive discomfort can feed back into stress, creating a loop. That is why calming the nervous system can support digestion, and supporting digestion can help calm the nervous system. Simple habits like taking 3 slow breaths before meals, chewing thoroughly, sitting down to eat, and eating without rushing can help shift the body toward rest and digest. Caffeine can also play a major role in the tired but wired pattern. It can be helpful, but it can also mask fatigue and disrupt sleep, especially when it's used too late or in too high of an amount. Caffeine blocks adenosine, one of the chemicals that builds sleep pressure throughout the day. If caffeine is still active later in the day, it may interfere with falling asleep, staying asleep, or reaching deeper stages of sleep. Alcohol is another common disruptor. It may make you feel sleepy at first, but it can fragment sleep, affect blood sugar, worsen snoring or breathing issues, disrupt REM sleep, irritate the gut, and influence the microbiome. The tired but wired pattern is very common. You are exhausted during the day, but when it is time to sleep, your body feels alert. Blood sugar instability, skipped meals, too much caffeine, stress, alcohol, and underfueling can all contribute to this. For many people, sleep improves when the body feels safer metabolically. That means the body has been fed, hydrated, moved, and given time to calm down. Sleep is not just a mental event, it is a metabolic event. Now, let's talk about practical tools. The first tool is morning light. Getting natural light early in the day helps anchor your circadian rhythm. Your brain uses light as one of the strongest signals for the sleep wake cycle. Morning light helps set the timer for melatonin release later in the evening. It also supports alertness and mood during the day. Step outside in the morning, open the curtains, take a short walk. Let your body know the day has started. The second tool is protein at breakfast. This supports blood sugar, satiety, neurotransmitter raw materials, and energy. Many adults do better when they include a meaningful amount of protein earlier in the day rather than saving most of it for dinner. The third tool is fiber at every meal when possible. Fiber supports gut motility, microbial diversity, short chain fatty acid production, blood sugar regulation, and fullness. Think of fiber as one way you feed your microbiome. Add vegetables, add berries, add beans or lentils if tolerated. Add ground flax or chia, add oats, add nuts and seeds. The fourth tool is to take a short walk after meals. Even 10 minutes can make a difference for many people. This supports digestion, glucose control, and energy. If you cannot walk after every meal, start with dinner. A gentle walk after dinner can help transition the body out of the stress of the day and into the evening wind down. The fifth tool is caffeine boundaries. For many people, keeping caffeine before noon or early afternoon can improve sleep quality. If you are sensitive, you may need an earlier cutoff. The question is not just, can I fall asleep? The question is caffeine affecting the depth and quality of my sleep? The sixth tool is an earlier, lighter dinner when possible. This does not mean starving yourself. It means giving your body time to digest before bed. If reflux, bloating, or night waking are concerns, dinner timing and composition are worth experimenting with. The seventh tool is reducing bright light and screens at night. Melatonin responds to darkness. Bright light at night can delay the body's sleep signal. Try dimming lights in the evening, using warmer light, and creating a digital sunset. The eighth tool is digestive awareness. Track how different meals affect your sleep. Do you sleep worse after alcohol, after late sugar, after spicy foods, after heavy meals, after skipping dinner, after gluten or dairy, or after eating too little protein in the evening. The big thing is that you do not need to make assumptions. Observe patterns. Your body will often tell you what it likes and what it doesn't like. While gut health is an important part of sleep and fatigue, we do not want to oversimplify chronic fatigue. If you are constantly exhausted, it may be time to look deeper. Possible contributors may include poor sleep quality, sleep apnea, anemia, thyroid dysfunction, blood sugar issues, chronic inflammation, autoimmune patterns, medication side effects, hormone changes, depression, anxiety, chronic infections, nutrient deficiencies, or unresolved pain. One major sleep disruptor that should always be considered is sleep apnea or sleep disordered breathing. If you snore, wake up gasping, wake with headaches, have dry mouth, feel sleepy during the day, have high blood pressure, or wake unrefreshed despite enough time in bed, it is important to talk with a medical provider about evaluation. Let's make this practical with a 1-week gut and sleep reset. For the next 7 days, choose 1 or 2 habits to focus on. Do not try to overhaul everything at once. First, get morning light within the first hour of waking. Second, eat protein at breakfast. Third, add 1 fiber-rich food to each meal. Fourth, take a 10-minute walk after dinner. Fifth, stop caffeine earlier. Sixth, finish dinner at least 2 or 3 hours before bed when possible. Seventh, dim lights 1 hour before bed. Eighth, track digestion and sleep together. Write down what you ate, your bowel patterns, bloating, bedtime, wake time, night waking, and morning energy. You may start to see patterns that were hidden before. Maybe you will notice that when you skip breakfast, you crave sugar at night and wake at 3 a.m. Maybe you'll notice that when you eat a late, heavy dinner, reflux wakes you up. Maybe you'll notice that when you walk after dinner, your sleep is deeper. Maybe you'll notice that wine disrupts your sleep even if it helps you relax initially. Maybe you will notice that constipation and poor sleep show up together. So, as we celebrate this 100th episode, I want to bring you back to this one central message of this podcast. Your body is always communicating. Symptoms are not random annoyances to silence without curiosity. Fatigue is information. Poor sleep is information. Bloating is information. Constipation is information. Cravings are information. Brain fog is information. These symptoms are not character flaws, they are clues. The goal is to not obsess over every sensation. The goal is to learn how to read patterns so you can support your body earlier and more effectively. When we talk about gut and sleep, one of the biggest mistakes is trying to jump straight into supplements without addressing the daily rhythm. People may ask, should I take melatonin, or should I take probiotics, or should I take magnesium? Those may be worth discussing with a qualified provider, but supplements are not a substitute for rhythm. And I always like to say you cannot out-supplement poor health. Supplements are wonderful, but lifestyle changes must occur as well. If you are eating late, scrolling in bed, drinking caffeine at 3 p.m., skipping protein, avoiding fiber, drinking alcohol at night, and living in high stress, a supplement may only do so much. The body needs the right signals. Serotonin is not just a brain chemical. Much of the body's serotonin is produced right in the gut, where it helps regulate digestive function and communication. Gut serotonin does not simply travel to the brain, but the gut can influence sleep and mood through the gut-brain axis, tryptophan metabolism, immune signaling, microbial metabolites, inflammation, and nervous system communication. The practical solution is not to chase one magic supplement. It is to build a rhythm that supports the gut, brain, hormones, and nervous system together. That rhythm includes morning light, protein, fiber, hydration, movement, meal timing, caffeine boundaries, evening darkness, stress recovery, and digestive awareness. As we celebrate 100 episodes, I want you to hear this clearly. Your body is not asking for perfection. It is asking for support. It is asking for rhythm. It is asking for nourishment. It is asking for recovery. And often, when you give your body better signals during the day, it can give you better sleep at night. Thank you for joining me today on the Good Life in Health and Wellness. I hope this episode has given you practical tools to better understand the connection between your gut, serotonin, sleep, and fatigue, and to begin supporting your body with simple habits that can improve digestion, stabilize energy, calm the nervous system, and help your body move toward deeper, more restorative rest. Next week, I'll be discussing cortisol curve control. We are going to talk about how cortisol should rise and fall throughout the day, what can happen when that rhythm gets disrupted, and how stress patterns can affect energy, sleep, cravings, mood, and metabolism. And before we go, I want to remind you about something very special I'm doing to celebrate 100 episodes of the Good Life in Health and Wellness. In honor of this milestone, I'm giving away 100 free registrations to my 5-week perimenopause reset boot camp. This round of the boot camp starts September 8th and is designed for women who are tired of feeling tired, frustrated with weight changes, struggling with sleep, dealing with mood shifts, cravings, brain fog, or feeling like their body is just not responding the way that it used to. We will focus on practical, realistic strategies to support your body through this transition, including sleep, stress, blood sugar, energy, and hormone-supportive habits. This is not about punishing your body. It is about understanding your body and giving it the support it needs during a season when hormones, metabolism, and stress resilience are changing. These 100 free registrations are good through the rest of 2026. To claim one, text 100 to 402-721-6372 or fill out the bootcamp form listed in today's episode description. Thank you again for being part of this 100th episode celebration. Make sure to tune in next week, and until then, take care and keep living the good life.
Thank you for tuning in to the Good Life in Health and Wellness podcast. We hope you found today's episode insightful and empowering. If you know someone who could benefit from the information, please share it with them. It could make a big difference in their health journey. Your reviews mean the world to us. They help us reach more people and make a greater impact. So if you enjoyed the episode, please take a moment to leave a review. Curious about how Dr. Duncan is transforming healthcare? Visit www.duncanchiro.com to discover the unique and innovative approaches that set her apart. Thank you again for listening. We can't wait to connect with you in our next episode.